Hello, it's evening and I just closed the coop for the ladies and I noticed I didn't get any eggs, which being winter that totally makes sense. They're in there eating. I give them the good non-GMO scratch. I'm going to grab this thing. And but there were no eggs in there. They've been laying a couple of eggs for me each day. And so I thought we would walk out here and check the other egg laying spot and see if maybe somebody laid an egg out here. So I've got this shed thing that, I don't know, it's metal. It may morph into a better coop in the future, but this trash can back here, if I can get back here, this trash can, let's look in. Oh, you can't see them for the dark. Can you? Can you see them? Nope, I'm going to pause. Oh, so there they are. They were down in the trash can. So I don't know exactly why they've started using it, but it's all right with me. At least I know about it. Hi everybody, this is Barbara, and I wanted to talk a little bit about the name I picked for my channel, which is Hippie Homesteader Wannabe. And the reason I picked that name is I've always wanted to be sort of a hippie-ish person, and I've always wanted to be a homesteader. But I've always felt like I wasn't quite there. You know, I was just sort of a wannabe, and now I'm over 60 and I'm thinking, you know, if I'm going to do either one of these goals, these high goals in life, I better get started. So, but I probably first wanted to be a hippie going back to even grade school. And it always seemed to me, here's where I failed, is that it always seemed to me like hippies, genuine hippies, had to be in groups. And I frankly never really had any hippie friends to become part of the group with and to go start the commune or the whatever, the business. Sometimes they start businesses that have done really well. So what I define as hippie. So anyway, maybe in my heart it's always been that way, and maybe nobody really lives up to the definition when all is said and done. But anyway, there's that part of it. The homesteader part goes way back also. I wanted chickens. I remember as a young person, maybe around 13 or 14, that one of my dreams for my future, for my life, was to have chickens. Not a lot, but maybe some exotic breeds. And I was interested in some other animals too. We had goats, and we actually had chickens a little bit too. And here's what I regret. If I could say a regret, I don't regret much over my past because it's been a good life. But if you're young and you're thinking, wow, I hope I can be a homesteader someday, or I hope I can garden, or I hope I can have such and such kind of animals, and you have anything even remotely like the possibility to practice while you're still young, get in there and do it. Learn what you can. If your family has chickens and you want to have chickens someday, get out there and hang out with them and learn about them, and learn what they eat and how to heal their little challenges, and how their interaction, their social structure and all that. Or if you have goats available and you dream of someday, get out there and learn about them. If you have a garden, if the family has a garden, get out there and learn something about it. I did so little. I had this fluffy dream in my life of living on the land, this in my head, but I did some things. I learned to sew, and a craft. I did a lot of crafts. I made candles, and I had a collection of homemade wind chimes, and so I did learn some things. I learned to crochet. I actually learned to knit a little bit, but not very well. I made some quilts out of things I gathered. I mean, no fancy quilting for me. It had to be, stuff I found. It was all about making the best with, I don't know, finding contentment and making the best with what other people didn't want, and not working yourself to death to try to reach some sort of a standard that the culture in general says you should be reaching for. So that's where I was. I still have, I think it was when I got married the first time, which ended in a dismal failure, but and it wasn't all his fault at all. But anyway, my mother got me the Carla Emery's old-fashioned recipe book as a present, which has over the years turned into the Encyclopedia of Country Living. And I still have my old copy. It's covered with contact paper, and it's lost the front pages and stuff, but this is it. And it's got, I'm going to pause just a minute. Where's my... Back again. But it's got so much good information in it, and pictures in here that I have always loved. I wanted to find that one of the, must be at the end of, well, anyway, I should show, there it is. The vegetarian picture. So I've played around with some vegetarian diet and different stuff down through the year, but anyway, that explains the name of my channel and my purpose. I hope, because I'm older, I'm a widow, so I'm by myself doing this, and I'm over 60, and it's actually, I'm obese, and so it's kind of hard to get around. I use a cane sometimes when I'm out, and if I get into too much pain, I actually use it in the house too, but thankfully I'm doing pretty good today. And but I have dreams of continuing my chickens and maybe eventually getting more. And I also have dreams of gardening, trying to get halfway decent at gardening, because it's never been something I was very good at. So that's on my list. I have a rabbit hutch that I need to clean up and might turn into having rabbits eventually. And my daughter's boyfriend said he'd help me kill them if I did, or dispatch, as we say when we're trying to be polite. So little by little, we'll just see what happens. Yeah, I've been a widow for about 6 or 7 months now, and my son, I have 4.5 acres here with a couple of mobile homes on it, and most of it is wooded. We're on a hilltop in central Missouri, and my son, thankfully, my single 30-year-old son, is living in the other mobile home on this property, and so I have him close by, so which is really a blessing. And he has a pickup, so that's been a blessing. And that's how I got my chicken tractor and my rabbit hutch and a lot of other odds and ends that we've brought in here. So anyway, that's all I'm going to say at this time. That's sort of the description of where the name came from. And I'm hoping, I will say one more thing, and that is that I hope that maybe somebody else, because of my example, will have the guts to go ahead and try things, even though maybe they've got a lot of challenges. It can be financial challenges, health challenges, just motivation challenges, skill challenges, and I'd like people to have the encouragement, to feel encouraged to see me doing it, you know, maybe out doing something in my garden or whatever, and say, wow, if she can do it, maybe we can too. Maybe I can too. So I'm hoping to be kind of an encouragement. But anyway, that's what it's all about. Be blessed. Thanks. Let's see, where's my thing here?